Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Mount Vernon High School, the site for tonight's tilt between the 4-2 Southport Cardinals and the 2-3 Mount Vernon Marauders. Hi, everybody. Jimmy Cook alongside the coach Keith Myers. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your holiday weekend with us here on Indiana SRN. As I welcome the coach into the broadcast booth. Coach, this is a Southport team that is reeling 4-2 on the season already, and in terms of both teams combined, 6 wins between them, the most that we've seen by a two-team matchup to this point in time in the season. Should be a fun way to spend a Saturday night.
First of all, the ugly sweaters is beautiful. I noticed that a couple came out of your closet. That was pretty nice of the cheerleaders to do that. So it is going to be a great game tonight. Both of these teams have to bounce back after both of them lose on Friday night. Mount Vernon loses a conference game against Shelbyville, and Southport loses against Bloomington North, a conference game. So both of these teams are going to bounce back. It's a doubleheader weekend for them, so you got to play Friday night. Hope your legs are in shape for Saturday night, and you turn around and then you're off for a week, and then you have to play again. So it should be a very interesting contest. Both coaches are very decisive that they need to win this game just to keep the momentum going for the Christmas.
You talk about must-wins for Southport. They come in, we mentioned 4-2, but they've dropped 2 of their last 3 on the Marauders side of the spectrum. They've lost 3 of their last 4 after starting the season on a 62-60 thrilling victory at home in this very building against Decatur Central. So both teams, you mentioned it, Coach, a sour taste in their mouth, but are trying their best to right their footing in what is still a very young basketball season.
Yeah, you look at the situation of last night's game, both of these teams playing very, very well. So, so you look at the balance of how the balance of the schedule will be. So you just go back, and you got to look back and maybe have to start from scratch with both of these teams. 2-3 Marauders, and now 4-2 Southport. Could be a very interesting night on how you regroup and how you want to play.
We reference a lot on these broadcasts, as do many people across the state of Indiana, the great John Harrell in Indiana high school basketball, a great source if you want to learn about more of the tradition and history surrounding the great game in this state. His records date back all the way to about the 1993-94 season. Surprisingly enough, these teams have never met during that stretch. Does that surprise you to get a game like this on the schedule, knowing that this very well could be a matchup that we see in the state tournament a couple months from now?
Well, it won't be a state tournament game, but it could be a regional final game, which surprises me. But I think when Ben Rhodes came 2 years ago, there was a couple teams that are 1A schools that he really would like to get off the schedule because they're playing a 3A schedule. So there was a couple 1A schools that he really felt that he needed to get rid of. Not get rid of is a bad word for it, but to retool his schedule. They put Decatur Central on this schedule this year, and then they played Southport. You look at Southport, they have been a dominating team over the last couple of years. Just a couple years ago, they had a team that could have went all the way to the state finals, lost in the regional semi-state. So both of these teams know each other very well. They look like they possibly could play in football, which would be very, very interesting. So it's kind of cool. We have Mount Vernon now being a 4A school in basketball and also football. Could be very interesting, and this could test the water because this will get you ready for the rest of your schedule. I tell you that much.
Yeah, you mentioned that Southport team from a couple of years ago. I was actually looking back on that team, reminiscing a little bit. That's Joey Brunk's club right there that makes it all the way to the semi-state round before getting bounced. A team that many in the Southport community viewed that entire season as a state title-like year. They get very, very close. You mentioned they're knocked out in that round of 4. What's the vibe been like within the Southport community, knowing that the pieces might be there for another deep run with this team?
Well, first of all, this team is very, very young. If you look at their roster, only 2 seniors on this ball club, and then the rest of them are sophomores. So you look at that, it's almost like a JV team. It reminds me, these are a little bit more athletic, I think, than the Heritage Ball Club, but it reminds me of Heritage Christian, if you will. Comes back. only have 2 kids that really have made some cautious minutes back last year, and now all of a sudden you got a lot of sophomores in the mix. So it'd be very interesting to see what kind of brand happens tonight and who plays who, because I tell you, both teams will play man, both teams will play zone, both teams will put some pressure on the basketball.
In terms of where Mount Vernon is at on the season, we mentioned they're 2-3. They've played a schedule that has been made up of almost all 4A schools. The only one not being in the 4A ranks would be Hamilton Heights. That was a game that their last home game here, their second to last home game here against Hamilton Heights, an 80-71 victory. They've done their best, as you mentioned, to continue to stack this schedule. You talked about it with retooling it is the right word there, adding more tough competition, because we've talked about how important it is to, you're doing yourself a disservice when everybody gets into the dance to not play the best competition that you can. Talk about how this moment has been for Mount Vernon.
For Ben, this has Ben's second year, and I think he's pretty pleased of how the kids have picked up his program, how they believe in the system, and that's crucial. When you have kids that may played for somebody else for 2 years, especially your seniors, they've already walked through a program. Now you're new into the program, and you're developing your culture. Your seniors need to buy into that, and Coach Rhodes really believes that this senior bunch has bought into his culture and has enjoyed playing with him. 5 games in, have you been tested yet? Maybe, but it's a long season. You still got 15 games left of the season before sectional play.
You mentioned as well a lot of youth, really around all of high school basketball, but essentially around central Indiana, and the further you get at east here to Mount Vernon. But this is a team that is a year removed from 2 years removed from their last sectional title. Very hungry fan base across this eastern landscape in the Hoosier Heritage Conference, but especially here in Mount Vernon, hoping to one day maybe regain a sectional title. Perhaps they have the pieces to do it this year, even though we mentioned it's been a slow start, but there's still plenty of basketball left.
Well, how successful that football team was. Remember, they went all the way to the semi-state. Does that, in the classroom, get you excited? Absolutely. The way the girls are playing. Girls only have 1 loss tonight so far this season. They played a very good North Central ball club today and won. So winning breeds success, and success breeds more winning. And I think that's what this boys program is hoping that will happen tonight. You got to protect your home court. They lost last night. The crazy thing is, these fans were here last night. They turn right back around 24 hours later, and they're back into their seats ready to cheer on their Marauders. They forgot their loss last night. They're ready for a win tonight.
Do you expect it to be a hard get-up for Mount Vernon, knowing that's their first back-to-back of the high school season?
The toughest thing you can do as a coach is get your team ready for. You lost last night in the conference game. I chewed your butt a little bit last night in the locker room. You walked through today. You didn't walk through in this court because you couldn't use this court, so you walked through and you challenge them. Where's your heart? Where's your drive? And we'll see what happens to Mount Vernon. For Southport, they lost last night at home. Yep. Tough to lose in that place. Great place to play basketball. Shout out to Pete Huber. But now all of a sudden you're on the road. You drove an hour and 15 minutes on a school bus to get here, and now you got to play a game again, and you got ready to go.
And the same thing could be said, like you mentioned, with Southport indirectly with their coaching staff, given the fact that there was probably a little bit of talking to after a 12-point loss at home to a quality Bloomington North club.
Bloomington North's going to be pretty good. The tough thing, because I talked to Coach Brand today, tough thing is you got people at Bloomington North and Bloomington South. So you got the whammy, and you don't want that to ever happen to you. So, long season, is the conference beat for them? I don't think so. I think those teams will beat each other up, and they need some help, just like Mount Vernon, because Mount Vernon has 2 losses in the conference. You need some help, but tonight's not a conference game. Tonight is a pride game. You lost last night. How do you step up tonight, and how do you end it with a win?
A pride game for both of these teams. Mount Vernon, losers of 3 of their last 4. Southport, losers of 2 of their last 3, both looking to get a little breath of fresh air into their seasons. We're going to step out for the first time here on our pregame show. When we come back, we'll dive a little bit deeper between these two teams. Coach will have his keys to the game, and we'll have the lineups and the tip between the 4-2 Southport Cardinals and the 2-3 Mt Vernon Marauders right here on Indiana SRN.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Welcome back inside Mount Vernon High School. Jimmy Cook alongside the coach Keith Myers. Just about 11 minutes left in pregame shoot-around for both of these teams. We mentioned Southport 4-2 on the season. Mount Vernon 2-3 on the year. Both these teams in a bit of a rut, trying to snap out of it and get back to winning ways. Should be noted, though, this isn't the only broadcast that is being brought to you on Indiana SRN and our family of networks this holiday weekend. There's plenty of games going on across the state that we're proud to cover you. Coach has a look at some of those.
Indiana SRN, this afternoon we had the Ritter Covenant Christian game won by Ritter. You also had the Cathedral Heritage Christian game, girls game. That was won by Heritage Christian. Bethesda and Greenwood Christian just got done. Greenwood Christian and Bethesda. Bethesda wins by 2 in that game. Tonight's game, Central Christian and Providence Crystal Ray, Buff and Guerin Catholic. And, of course, we have this game for you on Indiana SRN. Next week on the 27th, Avon at Southport. Also on the 27th, the Bostic Invitational Championship game at 7:15. And then next Saturday night, a week from tonight, Heritage Christian takes on Cecina. So a lot of games in store for you. In January, in the month of January, over 50 games broadcast on Indiana SRN. And we hope that you join us for all of those on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
It's a fully loaded slate of games. We get really into the meat and bones of the basketball season across the state of Indiana. Coach, you mentioned it last night, and it's the age-old, general statement that's made across this great state. 49 states, it's just basketball right here, though. This is Indiana. It's valued a little bit more across all levels, and true to that adage is our coverage on Indiana SRN. Plenty of games taking place over the next couple of months.
Yeah, if you like basketball, well, if you like any sport, Indiana SRN is where you want to be. And, if you want to add something to your stocking stuffer, or if you would like to help us with that, Jimmy, and we never talk dollars or cents, but for just $500, people can put 2 radio broadcasts on the network where kids can be seen and kids can be heard across, not only in Indiana but across the country. And with us doing as many games as we do, we want to fill that all in. And if you're interested in doing that, you can contact us at coach@indianasrn.org, and we really would appreciate that. So get a hold of us, and we're not closing for the holiday, so you can email me anytime, coach@indianasrn.org.
Yeah, we talk about it, especially with the holidays coming around. There's extended families for almost everybody. It doesn't matter who you're talking about. You have family not just here in Indiana, but as you mentioned, across the country. And what better way to be able to help continue to push high school athletics and, exposure than by contributing to the NSRN, so we're able to broadcast a couple more games to our national audience.
Good example of that is we had a young man, a coach's dad listened to us from New York City last night. So just a very interesting thing, a very good thing for Indiana SRN, as it's just a great thing. I mean, if someone's watching the game in New York City, it's pretty cool. And that's what happened last night. So if you're listening or you're watching the game somewhere, you can tweet us at Indiana SRN. We'd be more than happy to give you out a shout-out.
Coach, we mentioned that this is the holiday weekend. We saw the ugly Christmas sweaters out. We'll probably be out for the duration of the evening, but it's always good to see a little extra draw, especially in a gymnasium like this at Mount Vernon High School. A lot of history in this building. Good to see a packed crowd showing support during the holidays.
Yeah, especially, small communities like Mount Vernon, Southport, who packs the gymnasium night after night after night, because this is your team. If you're a little fifth grader, they just did the freshman game over in the other gym this evening. Those freshman kids are going to come over here and watch this game. And if you're a fifth grader or a third grader, you want to be number 22 or you want to be number 33. That's real important to you because these kids are their heroes. And there's nothing better than having your hero playing on a Saturday night. And I really like how both of these programs have youth basketball night where they honor those little 4th, 5th, 6th grade teams, because they understand, especially head coaches, understand those are the future basketball stars in their town. And, you win this game and there's bragging rights before Christmas, You
develop the game from the lower levels and up. Always good to see the communities very active from the middle school level all the way to the very top. We're going to step away briefly here on our pregame show. When we come back, we'll have a little bit more on tonight's matchup between the 2-3 Mount Vernon Marauders and the 4-2 Southport Cardinals. It's upcoming right here on Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Mount Vernon High School, the site of tonight's tilt between the Mount Vernon Marauders and the Southport Cardinals. Jimmy Cook alongside the coach Keith Myers in our final segment of pregame. Coach, we mentioned there's a bitter taste in the mouths to both these teams, especially given the fact that they both suffer home losses and now their first back-to-back for both these teams, trying to turn things around, get a win in the column for the holiday weekend to relax a little bit and enjoy it, knowing that in Mount Vernon's case, you're at 500, or for Southport's case, you get your 5th win on the calendar for the 2019 season.
Yeah, going back to my coaching years, 13 long years ago, but going back to there, this was a very important game because you're going to go on Christmas break. So as a basketball coach, you're not going to see your kids again until after Christmas. The day after Christmas, you're going to probably have mandatory practice. In some cases, some of these teams will have to play in a tournament the day after Christmas. So you try to fit in all those things. But it's really important to just finish out the year of your December year with a win and see what's going on. If you see all the championships that Mount Vernon has had throughout the years in every single sport, very good shot. That's a great shot. Good job, Josh. But You look at the dominating they have had in softball, soccer, swimming. It's just incredible. 25 plus years ago, my nephews played here at this school, and it was a 2A school. Now it's a 5A school, 4A school, and just the community comes out and support, and it's just kind of neat to come back home a little bit and watch kids play on the court that my nephews played on.
And that's the beauty of being able to travel around to the different corners of the state and be able to see high school basketball on these main courts, because there is so much heritage, so much tradition, so much family history. You talk about, like you said, a degree or two of separation there for you, but a quarter of a century gap there, but there's history there. So many different courts have so many different connections and attachments to families, and on the broader scale, these communities. It's going to be able to get out and see what every corner of the state has to offer to this great sport.
Well, the crazy thing is, back in my officiating days, I only got to referee this game, one time in this gym. Which is crazy. You go to Southport. I've been there like 8 or 9 times. Here only once. So this is a neat little court. This crowd will be erupted with this team because they love basketball here in the state of Indiana, and especially at Mount Vernon.
What are you most looking forward to from tonight's game without diving into your keys just yet?
Defensive pressure. I think defense will win this game, and I'm very curious. And in fact, it's on both keys, but you won't let me tell you my keys yet, so I'll just keep that underneath my hat. But defense will be the key, one of the keys tonight.
Well, the last thing we want to mention before we do dive into Coach's keys is that for both of these teams, there's a little bit of a gap for the holiday, as is tradition and appropriate around this time of year. For Mount Vernon, after tonight's contest, they'll have a 6-day layoff before they are taking part in a holiday tournament. They will battle a 2A power in Part Tudor. We've already seen them once this season. That'll be a fun contest, no doubt about that. And for Southport, a 6-day layoff as well before they host Avon, that being a 7:30 tilt on December 27th. Still a little bit left in the pregame clock before we get into the anthem and our starting lineups after that. Coach, what are your keys to the game?
Keys to the game for both of them. First of all, for Southport, they have to play defense. They have to have defensive pressure from the top of the key on, because there are some bigs at Mount Vernon that can do some damage for you. They have to also rebound well, better than they did last night. They couldn't get an offensive rebound, and then they have to come, and they cannot come empty. 14 times down the floor last night. They only scored 1 out of 14. They can't let that happen. And finally, the 50-50 ball, if it's loose on the ground, you got red uniforms. By the end of the night, Coach Brand would like to see that uniform nice and dirty. And that's the key for Southport. For Mount Vernon, very easily, put the ball in the hole and then in the game like you started the game. Last night he said they didn't finish very well. So free throw shooting is very important, and turnovers, and then don't be in a hurry. Run your offense and play well tonight. And if you do all those things, we're going to have a winner, and I guarantee you we'll have a winner. I don't know who is going to be, but I think this could be a very, very tight game. And, again, we talked about this could be a regional championship game if everything wins out white.
It's the 2-3 Mount Vernon Marauders and the 4-2 Southport Cardinals. We'll have it after this on Indiana SRN.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school, and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Welcome back inside Mount Vernon High School. Before we go any further, it's time to take a look at tonight's starting lineups with the Southport Cardinals taking on the host Mount Vernon Marauders. We'll start first with the visiting Cardinals. At one guard, a 6'3 senior, number 3, Ryan Lazon. At the other guard position, a 6'1 freshman, number 5, Keon Miller. At the 3 guard look, a 6'2 freshman, number 10, AJ Dantzler. At the forward position, a senior, number 12, Brevin Jefferson. And in the middle, a 6'6 senior, only the third senior in this starting lineup, Matt Munoz. Head coach of the Cardinals is Eric Brandon in his second season, 15-15. For the Marauders of Mount Vernon High School, at one guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 11, Armand Gerard. At the other guard position, a 6'2 junior, number 21, Drew Walker. At the other guard look, a 6'1 sophomore, number 22, Cooper Gailey. At the forward slot, a 6'4 forward and a senior, number 32, Ryan Morris. And a sophomore, a 6'2 forward, number 50, Rajon Wells. Head coach of the Marauders is Ben Rhodes. He is 13-15 in his second year at the helm of Mount Vernon as the in-house PA announcer finalizes the starting lineups for Mount Vernon. Coach, some final thoughts going into this one.
Both of these teams and both of these coaches, second year in their program, so they almost mirror each other. They also have the same amount of seniors other than, Southport has 2, Mount Vernon only has 4, but it just looks like it's almost like a perfect match of having a great ball game, and this is a great Christmas present that we could give you a couple of days before Christmas. This should be a lot of fun. Tonight's officials, Jeff Triplett, Brooklyn Robinson, and Derek Taylor, been assigned by the Indiana High School Athletic Association. If you want to be official of Indiana High School basketball or any sport, contact the office of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Pick up the phone and talk to Sandra Walters. She'd be happy to get you started officiating today.
That's the coach, Keith Myers. I'm Jimmy Cook. Thanks once again for joining us on this Saturday night of the holiday weekend. Let's be the first to wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Mount Vernon in their traditional home whites with the gold numerals and lettering in the black trim. Meanwhile, Southport in their road unis, the bright red with the white numerals and lettering and the black trim. It'll be Ryan Morris at 6'4 for Mount Vernon to jumping up with Matt Munoz at 6'6, right at midcourt. High school basketball underway. It's quickly taken by Mount Vernon. A layup all the way to the rim scored by Armand Gerard as quickly the Marauders strike first blood.
That is a design play off the tip and worked professional.
Work to perfection. No doubt about that. Dantzler controls. We get a first look at Southport. Coach mentioned a little bit in our pregame meetings that we'd see a lot of zone, a lot of man, and a zone look early being shown by the Marauders.
Patience here is the key for Southport.
Nice feed in the lane, hanging and scoring that time was Munoz.
Tell you what, if it's going to be like this could be very interesting. First one to 90? Maybe.
You said 25 last night. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that.
Yeah, we won't worry about 25, that's for sure.
In this building. On the far right wing, Walker controls. The junior turns it over. Munoz there for the steal. Southport tried to get in transition, but Mount Vernon very quick to get back. 3 in the air. 3 through the bottom of the net, knocked down by A.J. Dantzler. Team knows how to get it done from beyond the arc.
Tell you what, 2 passes and just the 3, and you notice he went to follow his shot. That's exactly what you want to do. Good job.
Some coaches might be worried about being a little bit too quick on offense there, but Southport very, very strong with the philosophy that if you got an open look at it, fire away.
Well, if it goes in, you're happy, right? If it doesn't, then you got to crash the boards.
Southport with their first lead of the ball game after the first basket scored by Mount Vernon. Long shot off the mark, board cleared and taken by Jefferson. They give it over to Miller. Southport already with 5 effective points against this zone look. Done it from outside and action on the inside. Feet on the wing and bumped on the drive was Dantzler. They'll give that foul to Wells.
Got to move your feet there on the baseline. He cut it off. If you stayed vertical, he's going to go out of bounds. There's no harm, no foul. But you pushed and you lean, that's going to cause a foul for you.
First inbounds play look we've seen by either team tonight, as that triple's just long off the mark by Dantzler. 3 on the other end. That one is nothing but nylon. Knocked down from Drew Walker. The junior gets in the score column. We're all knotted at 5.
Nice way to set his feet. Good job.
Beautiful look. 3 in the air. That one long. Tapped back out, though, and controlled by the Cardinals. They get it on the wing. That triple by Dantzler just off. Board cleared by Wells. Neither of these teams afraid to shoot it from downtown. Already 4 3-pointers by my count taken in this first quarter, and we're just 2.5 in.
The secondary break did not work for Mount Vernon, and instead of rushing, they come back and set it up. That's very smart coaching, and the kids understand that, and now they'll just look to see to run their offense as they're have 2 guys down on the post.
Southport trying to keep active hands with their zone. Cardinals attack in the middle. Right side, 3 in the air, 3 long, and a big man's board there by Munoz.
Tall kid.
They feed it to him. The big fella on the perimeter. Straight on. Lazan, that was partially deflected, I think. If not, just got a bad look at it. Now he'll force the issue. Floater up.
Oh, got bumped.
They let him play on. Galley. High post look. The mid-range. Wells off the mark. Followed his shot, though, and got it back.
I like that a lot.
It leads to a 3 in the air. That one off the mark. And a foul called against Wells. Loose ball call as the board was successfully cleared there by Jefferson.
Yeah, nice job and way to play defense. And everybody's following their shot tonight. Good job and very good defense.
I know you always like to preach that.
Oh,
Good to see it active. You not need to speak your 2 cents about it. They're 1 step ahead of you tonight.
Yeah. And now I can be quiet the rest of the night, right? Okay.
Those were your words, not mine there. I want to be clear.
My wife would be thankful if I did that.
Jefferson brings it up. We're all knotted up at 5. A little bit of a drought here after 10 quick points scored in the first 2.5 minutes. Miller. High skip pass taken by Dantzler. Jefferson might have traveled. Indeed he did. That's been a point of emphasis all season long. When you get the ball on the wing, you got to put the ball on the deck before you take off.
Yeah, how many times have we called that this year?
Lost count. Tons. We really have.
Yeah. Which is very good because the officials are now doing that, so you're going to second half of the season, you better be teaching that at practice.
Our own Bill Ludlow mentioned it just a couple weeks ago that in the off-season meetings between the officials and the IHSAA, that was a major point of emphasis. They've done a good job calling it. And instead of a fast break opportunity, they'll say that Mount Vernon stepped on the sideline. That'll be Cooper Gelly that was out of bounds. So Southport will walk it up, and Mount Vernon will get a chance to get back into their zone look. Just over 3.5 left in this first quarter. We mentioned a little bit of a scoring drought by both these teams. Munoz inside. Just tips it out to a guard and Miller. They feed it inside again. That time it's a steal. Up the floor comes the Marauders. A little bit of space and daylight there for Morris. His mid-range is good. No, that's a triple. Got back to the corner for the 3. It's 8-5. Quickly though, Munoz with one hand. And a timeout taken by Mount Vernon.
How about that?
We'll keep it here.
A little bit of thunder there.
8-7 the score. quickly. Southport with an emphatic dunk. Might take one more look at that one. This is after a three-pointer made, by the way.
That's Morris right there. That's a nice three-point shot right there. And look how quick the secondary break right here, and bam. I used to do that in high school all the time with the trampoline.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. I was looking for the back end of that. So after a 2.5-minute drought, a little spark of electricity, a triple hit by Morris, and a dunk by Munoz.
And Munoz has 4 points that lead all scorers tonight. Early. Smart 30-second timeout because he's not real happy with the transition defense.
That one was their worst look of the night by the Marauders. They'll get a chance to regroup, still with a 1-point lead in hand off of that triple by Ryan Morris. Ricky Wedlow checks into the game after that timeout. As does Jacob Frank. Feed inside, fall away jumper and air ball. Tried to crash the glass that time, Devin Barr, so 3 new faces out there for Mount Vernon. Up the way, Miller, his shot, no. A little bit of contact, they say play on. Board cleared by Mount Vernon. Barr has it in the corner. Hesitating, trying to get a little bit of movement. Out on the wing, that's Frank, his triple. Takes a bounce and goes over the backboard out of bounds to Southport. And I don't know if that was a breather or if it was a shot at the starting lineup, but everybody's back in there for Mount Vernon.
That is a wake-up call, Jimmy. I used to do those things all the time. You want to play? Do what I say.
Did they work for you?
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Sometimes it backfired on us.
Yeah. Let's hope you don't see that here. Even though this is a young Southport team, they're athletic, they're quick. They can put you in a hole early.
They can move the basketball very quickly, as you can see.
Dantzler gives to Jefferson. The entire starting 5 back in there for Mount Vernon. Floater on the mid-range. Off the mark. Board controlled and taken by Morris. Feed inside. Now they work it back outside. Walker, nice crossover, ran out a little bit of room, gives to Morris. He's hit a couple triples already, might have pushed off there, and indeed it's an offensive foul. Extended the forearm. Taking that charge was A.J. Dantzler, the freshman.
Maybe a little bit of a show, but there was contact there.
Yeah. Even if there's show, if you extend that arm in front of the official, you're putting them in a bad spot. They either got to say that the guy was trying to flop or that you didn't extend your arm, and when that's there, sometimes that's enough.
The Oscar goes to
Southport trying to regain the lead.
Whoa. Oh, he got away with travel.
A little bit of skip. A little bit of skip to my Lou work there. Miller gives to Dantzler. Still a zone look. High skip pass. Miller has a little bit of space. Now they'll skip it over Dantzler. No hesitation. Knocked it down. A.J. Dantzler for 3.
Second three-pointer of the night for him. He's got 6.
And their lead is 2. The Cardinals regain the advantage. Just over 30 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Both these teams coming in on a bad losing stretch. Looking to avoid back-to-back losses in as many nights. Gerard. All the way just in front of the timeline. They might be content to just hold for 1 here, Coach.
Yeah, as you look at the clock as we're under 10, they'll go about 6.
Gerard right at 6. Pulls up from the elbow and scores. Ties at 10. Final seconds. They get it in quickly. Up ahead from half court. That is long off the side. That'll end the first quarter of play. All tied at 10 apiece. Mount Vernon and Southport on Indiana SRN.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
Indiana SRN for all the latest updates, scheduling information, and more. Follow us on Twitter at Indiana SRN.
You know, Jimmy, you look at the first quarter and how that was played. Both teams really kind of test themselves to see what was going on. And you look at the aggressive play on both ends of the floor, 10-10 score. It just tells you last night they had a lot of energy. They expended a lot of energy. Their legs are tired. This could be a very low-scoring game because of that. There's the last three-pointer. I mean, that was pure, but you could just sense that it's very interesting. A little bit tired legs tonight.
Southport will start with the basketball in this second quarter. Try to work it inside to Munoz. Little pass between the two big fellas.
Got to use the backboard. Every night.
I know that's your one of your big bugaboos.
Thank you.
Not using the glass. We see the first possession for the Marauders in this second quarter. Nice feed to Walker. They give over to Galley. He turned it over. Up come the Cardinals. They were successful with a dunk last time in transition. Let's see what they get here. It's a catch and shoot three in the air. Three in and out. Wow. Good look that time for Jefferson, but couldn't knock it home. On the other end, a charging drive by Mount Vernon. Give that bucket to Gerard. Able to initiate a little bit of contact. They say play on.
He's got 6 on the night. You know, the wing was wide open. You could kick that out and get the three-pointer next time down the floor.
Gerard ends the tie. Gives Mount Vernon their third lead tonight. Miller at the top. Gives to Dantzler. He's been hot from that wing so far. Floater. Good. Wow. Precision by the freshman. Keon Miller puts it in.
Kind of like the teardrop, didn't you?
For a freshman, that's
pure.
Silky smooth.
That's pretty pure.
Tied back at 12. Galley. They'll reset things as they give it to Morris. He's also had the hot hand from downtown. Uses a screen from Wells, trying to create a little separation. They'll skip instead over to Galley. Back to Morris, driving in and got it to go. Utilized the glass that time, coach, and the lead back to 2 for Mount Vernon.
I tell you, at a 6'4" frame, he went to the hole. Very good. I think he's going to go to Hanover next year, play basketball down south.
Congrats to him. Getting close to that time of year where you start to see where everybody's going. There's another three knocked down by Southport. This one for Jefferson. They're starting to add up a little bit. The lead is 1. I think that's going to be a point of emphasis defensively for Mount Vernon. Giving up a fair share of the triples. Southport still playing very physical on the defensive end. They get it into Wells. Tries to go on Munoz. Ran out of space. Great defense that time as he smothers him.
Oh, he got him in the corner.
They're able to get it out quickly, though. Walker gives to Morris, and he forced it inside to Wells. It's tapped away and taken by the Cardinals. Up the floor we roll. Jefferson leaves it. Dantzler, short. But the rebound tracked down by Lazan. Skip pass on a cut, almost lost. Jefferson kicks back out. They'll work it. Right side, Lazan inside to Munoz. Beautiful cut that time. A lot of contact.
No foul.
Dantzler's dismayed, but the Cardinals got a loose ball. Miller trying to take advantage of this frenetic spacing. He finds Jefferson all alone for 3. Got it. his second triple of the ball game. And the lead is 4. Largest lead of the game for Southport.
Now you have to play defense. And if you notice, Mount Vernon is now, wow, they're going to call that away from the basketball.
It might go on Wells. Indeed it did. Wells
Wow.
was getting a little frustrated. Let's take one more look at that triple.
They just moved the ball here. Look at this. I mean, that's just pure. That's nice. Down here, the loose ball and the foul away from the ball, that is Wells' second foul. That's a big foul.
That Wells got into a tie-up with Munoz. They were battling for position, and the official right in front of him saw a little bit of contact and calls the offensive foul. See, Southport's able to take advantage. Jefferson, they skip it. Over to Dantzler, back to Jefferson. He'll ride the lane. Too strong. Rebound cleared and taken by Galley. Cooper crosses the timeline with 3.5 to go in the first half, and a hand check call. I believe that's going to go against Jefferson on the help defense.
I have that for his first foul of the night.
Right you are.
And believe it or not, that's their first foul of the half.
Been a pretty clean sheet so far in the foul department for Southport.
Pretty impressive.
Very disciplined, especially after a back-to-back. Morris forces the issue. Can't turn it home, but Ryan will head to the line. The senior not wasting any time to create a little contact.
But I tell you what, he went to the hole, and he felt the contact. Now he gets rewarded for 2 shots. And now that's the second foul on Jefferson. And that could be trouble for them.
Yeah, 2 quick ones. First free throw missed, though, by Morris. You mentioned Jefferson, one of 3 seniors in the starting lineup. Surprisingly enough, the player he arguably has the most chemistry with is his running mate out there on the wings, that being the freshman A.J. Dantzler. Like to play hot potato with it to kind of jumpstart the offense. Jefferson. Dantzler, now Miller. Back to Dantzler with 3 minutes even to go in the half.
Feed that ball in the post. Boy, they're protecting that ball in the post. Yeah, nice defense by Mount Vernon.
Munoz is calling for it. Only problem is that if there's enough separation, Southport hasn't fully needed the post. They've been able to get good long shots up. Down the lane, forcing the issue. Friendly iron not there, though, that time for Dantzler. Mount Vernon in space. Up ahead. That shot off the mark. Big high rebound, though, by Wedlow. Second chance. No. Rebound cleared by Jefferson. He pushed it ahead. Dantzler, Euros, and offensive foul. Sliding in to take that one was Frank.
Boy, I don't know, Jimmy. That's a tough one. You know, bang, bang. Officials right there looking at it. 2:25 left in the first half. What a game.
Just 3 points separate the two schools. This game, especially on the back of a back-to-back for both of them, as good as advertised so far. Maybe not as much offense we anticipated, but we kind of expected a little bit of lag, given the fact this is the first back-to-back for both these teams. They skip it around. Gerard, no hesitation, misfired. Board cleared by Griffin Thomas of the Cardinals. Skip up ahead to Miller. He'll hesitate and reset things. Thomas, give to Jefferson.
You know, Southport's just content enough to hold on to the ball and just run their offense.
Their guards really aren't being pressured.
No, and they're winning. So you know, there's no pressure to really push the envelope right now.
They want to force Mount Vernon to exactly what they're doing. Miller's going to hold it. They want to force them to
go to man-to-man.
They go to man-to-man or extend the zone a little bit. If not, this is that whole shot clock argument that we talked about yesterday.
Yeah. I know.
Some people say it's good for the small schools. Well, these aren't small schools out here.
No, these are 5-4, 5-8 schools. Yeah, you're right.
So Miller's going to hold it. A little chat.
What I like is what Coach Rhodes is doing right now. He's going to play chess here. You want to do nothing at that? Okay, we're going to go high-low, and I guarantee you with 30 to go, they're going to go get them.
Any holiday plans, Coach? Might as well while we're here.
I'm waiting for Santa Claus to come, heading to Cincinnati to see the grandkids, and then I'm going down to Columbus to see the grandkids.
Could be a good time.
I'm looking forward to it.
Cook family will get all together again as we do each year. More action than what's going on the floor right now.
Halftime tonight. Don't forget to join us. Brandon Eckert, the AD from Mount Vernon, will be with us at halftime. Here we go. 5 count.
Now a little bit.
Oh, he almost stepped on the line, Jimmy.
He did. Jefferson operating against Wedlow. 10 to go in the half. 3-point lead for Southport. Around a screen, Jefferson hangs, ran in a room, finds Miller in the corner. Just short. Heave at the buzzer is wide of the mark, and that'll end the first half of play. So Southport utilizes some prime 3-point shooting to take a 3-point advantage into the break over the Mount Vernon Marauders. Stay with us. Halftime up next. You're watching high school basketball on Indiana SRN.
Students definitely inspire me. I love my job. I love the light bulb moments. I love being that caretaker and caregiver for other people's children all day long.
I've noticed that a lot of kids are really nervous and anxious about doing everything perfect. And I think that when they really get to know me and I get to know them, I can help them understand that just being their self is right. As long as they believe in themselves and are confident in themselves, then their schoolwork shines.
What distinguishes Mount Vernon Community School Corporation? Our students are proof of the high-quality academics and exceptional dynamic teachers. Mount Vernon schools are among the top districts in the state, with our 4-star schools and an A-rated district. But it's more than that. Mount Vernon schools are known for instilling core values that inspire excellence, build character, and support others.
Mount Vernon is a place where hard work and big dreams equal amazing accomplishments. We are a growing school district in the heart of Indiana, and we provide our students with exemplary academics in a blended learning environment. Through a multitude of opportunities and a safe learning environment, we inspire a love of learning in our students so that they can thrive as adults. I believe all students deserve to learn at high levels, and for us to accomplish that vision, we must meet the needs of the whole child. Our one-to-one environment helps to provide enriching educational projects that challenge students. As a matter of fact, our district was one of the first in the state to be kindergarten through grade 12 STEM certified. Mount Vernon Community School Corporation provides high-quality academics, arts, and athletics.
My education at Mount Vernon Middle School has been outstanding because the teachers are just so amazing and they know exactly what they're teaching and they know how to cater to every student's needs.
I love how many clubs and activities we have. There's always another club that makes you feel like you belong there and like you have a place in this school.
Every person can come to Mount Vernon Middle School and get a good education.
Our teachers inspire students with a passion for learning, nurturing their growth in innovative, progressive ways.
I don't care how good you are, I want you to try your best at this. And as long as you try your best, there's a good chance that they're going to succeed in what they're doing in that day. So I always say, just do your best.
I feel here at Mount Vernon, we have an increased rigor that some students might not be used to, but that's what they're going to see in high school, that's what they're going to see in college, that's what they're going to expect to see in the workforce.
Together as a Mount Vernon family, we provide positive experiences to challenge and develop each child to their fullest potential.
All 3 of my children have graduated, they have all received scholarships. And the teachers, they go out of their way to make sure that the young people are well prepared, starting from kindergarten level. This is a community, we're a family, we're all here to work together.
Our students thrive, strive, and succeed because at Mount Vernon Schools, we engage, educate, and empower. It's what we believe. It's what we do for all our students.
Discover Mount Vernon, where teachers are focused on one thing, your child.
We are Mount Vernon Schools!
Back at halftime to score 18-15. Brian Ecker, the athletic director of Mount Vernon, joins us. And they're shooting free throws for $25, and the three-pointers are what? How much? And a half-court shot is what?
It's $10 for the free throw, $25 for the three-pointer, and then a $1,000 half-court shot. Thanks to 9-Star for supporting that.
Yeah. Do I get an opportunity to shoot the three-pointer?
I mean, it's only $25 if you want a shot at it. I mean, your ticket didn't get drawn, did it?
I appreciate that.
You won $25.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about the fall season, the football season. Yeah. Really, really well, and it's rubbed off on the girls and this boys program.
Yeah, the boys basketball team's really young. Obviously, the football success is something you hope will breed success throughout the entire year with all of our programs. Obviously, making a first-time ever run to semi-state was a great journey. But we had a lot of success in all of our sports in the fall. Girls basketball obviously had a great start. They're 11-1 after a 75-72 win today over number 9 North Central. Big win for them heading into the holiday break. We've seen the boys basketball team really young, but we're seeing a lot of athleticism, and they're starting to figure it out. It may be a team that may be dangerous as we get late half the season.
Let's talk about the conference. Conference lost last night, but that conference is loaded from top to bottom. Everybody can beat each other. You need some help, but you think in the office, you think somebody's going to help you because everybody's got to win on the road.
Obviously Delta last year ran away with it. This year, the season will be a little more balanced. Obviously, we started out in a way we didn't want to. We're 0-2 in the conference after losses to Pendleton Heights and Shelbyville. We look down the road and think, last night Newcastle pulled off a big win over New Palestine. Right now, it's only Delta and Pendleton Heights that are undefeated in the conference. We think that's going to hopefully level out and play in our favor where we get back in the race.
Now, I know you're not going to do anything during Christmas break because you don't have anything at Mount Vernon.
I'll be in the office. Obviously, we're always working. There's never a day off for an AD, but we are not at home for any events. But our boys basketball team does play at North Central against Park Tudor on December 27th. Our girls win Lakes for a 2-day tournament on the 27th, 28th with a chance to meet local rival Cathedral. And then our wrestling team goes to North Montgomery. They're currently 15-1. That's another program you're seeing a lot of success. A lot of football players involved in that process. Currently 15-1 the season. Won the New Pal invite today. Ranked 17th in the state and just having a great start to the season.
That's outstanding. And one of the things, folks, if you would like to see Mount Vernon on Indiana SRN or the radio broadcast, great numbers for us last year. We're looking for sponsors for you, so you don't have to do anything. So we're looking, if someone's interested in doing that, they can contact your office or they can contact our offices.
Okay. Yeah, we appreciate that. Obviously, this is a unique situation for me in my time as an AD. There is no local radio station. No local radio station covering us, so obviously the media coverage is a little bit more limited than what we would normally get. So yeah, any support is welcome. We love to really get the good things that our kids are doing out there for people to see.
Indiana's SRN is your radio station, Coach. We're going to be here for a long time. We appreciate it. Thanks. Merry Christmas to you. We appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Brian Ecker, the athletic director at Mount Vernon High School. Again, if you would be interested in getting football covered on Indiana SRN, you can contact our office at coach@indianasrn.org. We would love to cover Mount Vernon football once again this season. We'll take a break, and we'll go back to Jimmy after this. You're watching Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting coach@indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome back to Mount Vernon High School. The Southport Cardinals on top of the Mount Vernon Marauders 18-15. Just about 2 minutes or so before action resumes. Jimmy Cook alongside the coach Keith Myers. Coach joining us in a little bit after his halftime segment as he works his way back up here. These two teams started off with a deadlocked first quarter. 10-10 was our score at the end of one. And then Southport outscores the Marauders 8-5 in that second quarter to go on top 18-15. A lot of their damage has been done from beyond the arc. Southport with 4 3-pointers, so 12 of their 18 coming from distance. On the other side of things, Mount Vernon just 2 3-pointers to their name. Of players with significant foul trouble, Brevin Jefferson for Southport with 2 fouls. And Rajon Wells with 2 fouls for Mount Vernon. 18-15 your score at halftime as Coach rejoins us. Coach, we mentioned a lot of perimeter action for Southport has helped them build this 3-point lead, but Mount Vernon still right in the thick of things with the second half about to get underway.
Well, one thing we did learn is Southport can hold the ball for about 1 minute and 30 seconds to make you come out of that zone, and they didn't come out of it, but it's very interesting. I think right now, Jimmy, if I'm coaching this game, I'm looking to win this game 30-25 because I'm looking at slowing down the tempo, way down this tempo, and just see what happens because I think both teams are really winded and they don't have their legs. And if you know that now, you got to do something about that. Now watch them score 100 points, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all tonight.
How much of that do you think has to do with the back-to-back? I mean, I know both teams are dealing with it, but
this young in the year, maybe a little bit of that. Youth has a lot to do with that because, you know, when you're a freshman, you only played one game. You only played one game every 2 weeks as a freshman basketball player. So a lot of that really transpires to that. Did the guy hit the half-court shot, by the way?
No, he did not.
Okay, but he hit the three-pointer.
They were all different people, but the contestant did hit the three-pointer.
Dude didn't even leave me my money.
No, didn't get you any
Christmas,
slice of the pie.
Merry Christmas to me.
Have to work out other ways.
I guess so.
Mount Vernon will start this third quarter with the basketball, trailing by 3. Cooper Galley on the right wing. Wells back to Galley. He's all alone for 3. Knocked it down.
Got to pick him up. His first triple on the night.
Just the third triple on the evening by the Marauders, and we're tied at 18 just like that. See how Southport responds. They go immediately into Munoz. He's doubled. They left Jefferson alone, though. See if Southport can find an open man. They leave Jefferson. Back to Munoz. Beautiful ball movement. Catch and shoot. Jefferson just long, but the rebound falls right to Miller. High pass to Jefferson. He wasn't ready for it. Mount Vernon looks to run in the fast break. I'll let Morris call the shots.
You know, at 6'4" in high school, if I had a kid 6'4", he would not be handling the ball out front. These kids handle the ball anytime they want.
6 points for Morris. He's tied for team high honors for the Marauders. Galley down the lane. He's fouled. I believe that was on the floor, though. Let's see. Now they're going to shoot him up. They're going to say he was in the act.
Wow.
Take another look at that 3 by Mount Vernon.
Sets his feet right here. See, he sets his feet, follow through.
A little
nice
pick
shot.
and pop action. They forgot about him. And the free throw is good. Galley with a quick 4, tries to make it 5 after being scoreless in that first half. Left that one short. Rebound by Lazan. Southport still scoreless. We're 90 seconds into this third quarter. Jefferson wants a little movement from Munoz. Gets a screen. Miller was waiting for it. Plenty of space, but he's not going to pull the trigger. Now Dansworth, they pass it around in this zone. And that was kicked by Gerard. So we'll stop everything and we'll reset. Southport will have it on the sideline.
I think there's got to be more movement down on the baseline for Southport. They're standing still a little bit.
Either down on the baseline or in the middle. There it is to Munoz. Skip to Jefferson. Risky pass. Jefferson back to Munoz. All kinds of risk being taken by Southport. 3 men around Munoz. Almost got it to go. Mount Vernon got maybe what they wanted out of that possession. And Morris walks it up. They give him the corner. Jefferson playing heavy defense. Wells operating with those 2 fouls.
Oh, a nice cut by Morris. They just didn't get him early.
Morris waits. Southport, heavy pressure with this man-to-man.
This is the game you want tonight.
Slow and steady. Walker, pressured by Miller. He'll pull up from the top of the key. Long, board, Munoz. Gets it out to Dantzler. Dantzler gets it back from Miller. Now Munoz left alone. They're still trying to tackle this zone look. Jefferson, catch and shoot on the right side by Dantzler. And an extra effort there by Miller. They're going to say he reached in. I don't know about that. It looked clean. It wouldn't have mattered. It would have been Mount Vernon basketball anyway, but instead, Miller picks up the personal.
Got a halftime score at Covenant Christian, but Buff leads Covenant Christian 46-25 at halftime. That's a big Central Indiana Conference game.
That was a 19-15 score at half. Or at the end of the first quarter. So
yes,
you
sir.
Push that very high scoring output there. Wells turning and one. The big fella. Rashawn Wells using his frame to get around the initial defender and a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
You know, he tried that in the first half, didn't do that. And this is on Miller. If this is on Miller, this is his third. Wow.
Good eye, coach. We have a handful of options you can go with if you're Southport. Griffin Thomas got the most look as Wells converts it. It's a 4-0 stretch out of halftime by Mount Vernon. Coach Brand content to let Miller play with those 3 fouls. This zone defense continues to get irritating the more you see Mount Vernon score. They find Miller all alone. Well, you leave him out there, he almost knocks in that triple. Munoz trying to get the board. Bodies on the deck, and a timeout called by Mount Vernon. It's a 30-second timeout, I believe, initially. Yep, 30-second timeout. We'll stay here. 4:18 to play in the quarter. 22-18 Mount Vernon. Southport still without a bucket, Coach.
Yeah, it's been a very long drought here for them. As Southport had 18. Did they have 18 at halftime?
They did.
So you look at that, a very interesting scoring here. So go back to the drawing board, see what happens.
A 7-0 run, I beg your pardon, by Mount Vernon in this third quarter. Southport was pretty effective from downtown in that first half. They've been unable to be as quick with their passes. They battled against the zone in the first half. They haven't been as quick with their passes and their movement without the basketball to create those opportunities from downtown. It'll be very interesting to see how long before Southport kind of changes strategy and starts to put a little bit more motion and free flow against this zone.
Well, they're going to put a little bit more pressure man-to-man here. See what happens here.
No surprise there. Gerard pushes down the lane, gives to Galley. Morris, nice matchup there with Munoz all the way to the cup. Could not turn it home. Crashed into some fans, make sure they're okay. He'll head to the line. For 2, and a technical foul has been called. Let's see who it's on. It might be on Jefferson.
Wow, technical foul.
Actually, excuse me, it's going to be assessed on Lazan. So Munoz gets the personal, and then Lazan gets the technical. The official, I believe, said that he made a motion like a talking hand, like a hand puppet. Maybe that there was some chatter going on there by Lazan. Coach Brand doesn't seem too frustrated with his senior, though. Maybe not buying that there was enough chatter there to warrant a technical. First free throw off the mark, though.
These are very important free throws because the clock is stopped, and these are free. He makes the second one.
And now they'll shoot the technical free throw. Or excuse me, no, that'll be the...
Yes, this is the technical foul right here. because it was a two-shot foul.
Yep.
Golly hits the first one.
We'll have one more.
This is a big lead here. Yep, they get the ball as well. So
it's a big swing.
Big swing.
They go 3 of 4 and retain possession. So now it's a 6-point hole. It's a 9-0 run by Mount Vernon. Southport still looking for their first basket. And now you have 2 players with 3 fouls in Lazan and Miller. And this is 4 of their 5 starters out there. The only one that's not a starter is Griffin Thomas. Number 11 in red. Miller matched up on Thomas. They force it inside to Wells, and I think that foul's going to happen. But no, it's offensive on Wells. Second time they've gotten him tonight.
He pushed off. Good call.
Mount Vernon faithful not happy about it. I didn't see anything that was egregious there.
No, not either, but he created space.
Take a look at it.
Yeah, there you go. The little chicken wing, that's tough.
Yeah.
But that's right. I mean, he developed space.
I mean, he's bigger than Dantzler, the freshman, but that to me is 2 guys vying for position down there. I don't know. Feed inside with some contact off the mark that time by Thomas. Rebound by Wells. Tapped out. Last touched by Mount Vernon, they'll say. They'll say it went off of Wells' hand, and the Marauder faithful can't believe it.
Now they go get help.
They might turn this one. Indeed they will.
You know, back in the day when Jerry and I refereed, you yelled help or you go, yo. And if you heard yo, you point the opposite way. You want to help your partner as much as possible. Then you want to make sure he stays on the visiting side.
Yeah. Driving down the lane that time was Gerard. It's misfired, and we play on.
Southport needs a basket
Southport's
now.
gone 5 minutes without a bucket. Jefferson skips that time over to Dantzler. Munoz not operating down low, but instead all the way at the top. That pass was tipped off the fingers of Dantzler. Another turnover for the Cardinals. Well, now here's the flip of the script. I expect Southport's man-to-man to continue to force pressure and extend it and not let Mount Vernon do this, but you're approaching the territory where Mount Vernon can be as patient as they want to be. They have their zone defense employed. Southport struggling with it. Don't need to force anything on offense. No shot clock to worry about.
Yep.
Gerard. Morris has felt it from beyond the arc.
He's played really well. Handles the ball pretty well for 6'4".
Now Walker being very patient. Galley. He's trapped. They feed the corner. Nice feed inside. Wells, a lot of contact. Can't make it. Rebound Jefferson. Jefferson being hand checked all the way up, and finally they call it. That was a late whistle, but they get Gerard. And they'll stop the clock with 2:08 to go in the quarter.
Getting a little chippy out there, Jimmy.
Tad bit. Southport's starting to get frustrated.
Uh-huh.
Tell you what, Coach, you don't win many games when you go a whole quarter without scoring. Now the margin's still 7, but Southport still on a 6-minute drought now. They need anything. Free throw, 2-pointer, 3-pointer. Jefferson to end it. That's long. Didn't follow the shot. Good clear by Gailey. Gailey up the way. Gerard back to Gailey. Tried to go baseline and he pushed off. Taking the charge that time was Dantzler. And the freshman for Southport have really done a good job denying any distance to get a driving lane and standing their ground.
Now you got to reward yourself by scoring a basket.
90 seconds to go in the quarter. Miller back in the game. Has been for a couple possessions. They feed it inside. First time they finally cut in the middle to attack this zone. Skip pass. Miller. A little jab. Munoz, he'll tee it up there. That's short. Board sloppily gathered by Morris. Galley hesitates. They're trying to get Southport out of position. They are out of position. Morris, that's way long. And an over-the-back call against Girard. Fans don't like it, but that's the right call. It was a solid box out there by Southport.
You know, Southport's doing very, very well defensively. Yes, we got a timeout.
Full time, 30-second timeout. We'll stay here. 1:06 to go in this third quarter. It's a 7-point advantage for Mount Vernon. It's a 10-0 scoring run for Mount Vernon. Southport, 1:06 to find a point of any kind in this third quarter. Coach, we know it's the holiday season. We have a shot of the Mount Vernon huddle initially, but now look at the holiday ugly sweaters out there.
The ugly sweaters. You know, the cheerleaders talked to the director at halftime. She goes, hey, the girls really appreciate you putting them on the air. I said, you know, I just need my sweaters back for church tomorrow. If you could make sure I get them back. And she said she'll collect them and make sure I get them back tomorrow.
All jokes aside, though, always good to see the different cheerleaders, student section, student body get involved.
Oh, yeah. That's what high school sports is all about. Oh, nice defense.
Solid strip. And almost a frustration foul. Indeed, a frustration foul called against Dantzler. It's the last thing you want. Southport, any fouls the rest of the way now will be free throws. Coach, you might have noticed it got a little darker today. Happy winter solstice eve. About to be the long winter months ahead for us.
Got another foul away from the ball.
And that's going to be free throws, I believe.
Keon Miller away from the ball. That's his fourth. Yeah, this is shortest day of the year, right?
Yep, it is.
Past my bedtime then, Jimmy. I got to go to bed.
Watch out for your sundial. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good.
Before we forget, we got our rookie guy, our rookie broadcaster's here doing his internship, taking notes of how the professionals do it. You're doing a good job, Jerry. Keep up the good work.
Jefferson works over to Latrell Williams. Williams has it again. The sophomore getting a look here with a couple Cardinals in foul trouble. Southport still scoreless here in the third. They feed inside to Munoz, hoping to change that. Falls away! He does. Munoz knocks it down. Southport back within 7, final 30 seconds of the quarter. And depending on how Southport provides pressure, don't be surprised for Mount Vernon to hold for one.
This is the same thing at the end of the second quarter. But Southport held the ball.
Yep. Well, Girard, that might be a charge. It is. Sliding in to take that charge was Ryan Lazan. He saw it the whole way. And with 6.5 to go in the quarter, Southport will get a little bit of time to work their way up floor and get a potential buzzer-beating shot off.
You know, they knocked down a three-pointer. They're only down by 4.
Subs at the table.
Slew of subs.
Southport gets it in quickly. Dantzler with 4. Dantzler creates separation, leaves it. Munoz at the horn. Can't get it to go. Got a good look at it, but leaves it short. 27-20, Mount Vernon by 7. Final quarter upcoming after this on Indiana SRM.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
My favorite patient. My favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
my favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
Welcome back inside Mount Vernon High School. You're a part of this broadcast. Well, why not be a part of all of them? Like us on Facebook at Indiana SRN and never miss one of our upcoming broadcasts. News, scheduling information, scores, and more. Like us on Facebook at Indiana SRN. A look at the Southport huddle. They're down by 7.
Want to say hello to Joe Leonard old basketball coach at Fishers High School, tuning in tonight, watching the game on Indiana SRN. And hello to JJ, who's watching the game on Indiana SRN.
Points were hard to come by for the Cardinals in that third quarter. Just one basket made. Here it is, Munoz turning and scoring. The Cardinals will have the basketball to start this final quarter. They were outscored 12-2 in that third quarter. Need something to jumpstart the offense. And it's a turnover. They find around the horn. Morris gives over to Galley.
You know, we teased about it, but Jimmy, it's only 27 points. And we said the magic number could have been 50, but when it was, we thought it would have a lot more than 25 going into the third quarter.
Mount Vernon just passed that threshold. Southport
he
still
stepped out
behind
of bounds
and ran out of room, did Morris.
And now coach is upset with the officials because the officials should have moved out of the way. I don't know. He's got to be in position as well. He stepped out of bounds. He hit the official. That's ball turnover.
Well, as long as he hit the end line, if he hits the official, they're still in play.
If the official's out of bounds, though, he's out of play. Munoz with another basket.
Makes it a 5-point game. And a blocking foul is called against Munoz as Morris was trying to jockey for position.
Personal foul charge to number 33 for Southport, Matt Munoz.
And now the bonus in effect. 1-and-1's the rest of the way until they hit the 10-foul limit and win the double bonus. Galley, Morris puts it in. He'll have one more.
8 points on the night.
An impressive, grinded out second half so far for Mount Vernon. Their lead is 7. Outscoring Southport 14-4 in this second half. The Cardinals looking for any kind of offense. Munoz has provided in the second half. 3 in the air, 3 long. Rebound cleared by Morris. Up ahead, will they push for fast break? Gerard inside, and a foul is called against Lazan.
Lazan so strong, Jimmy. Great call by the official.
Personal foul charge to number 3, Ryan Lazan. It's going to send Alman Gerard to the line.
Well, Covenant Christian's making it very close as the first free throw is off. 62-54 at the end of 3, so Covenant Christian found some offense in the third quarter.
What a weird game. Gerard, second, splits the pair. Makes it 30-22.
Bill Ledwell will probably be hoarse tonight.
Can't have that. Skip in the corner to Lazan. They feed Munoz. He's been their only offense so far. Crashing the glass with the Cardinals and will be last touched by Mount Vernon. So Mount Vernon still sitting in that zone look. But now we'll get a baseline inbounds by the Cardinals. Jefferson, the trigger man. Munoz goes behind the three-point line to get it. Now Jefferson has it back. Nice spin, fakes the pass. Lazan to Jefferson, 6 minutes even to go. Mount Vernon now in a man-to-man. Jefferson liked that 3, but it rimmed out on him. And Gerard pumps the brakes and will walk it up.
Got to keep scoring. You got to keep on shooting.
The other school of thought is be as patient as you can. Hold as long as you can.
Well, if you're Mount Vernon, you have the advantage because you're going to shoot free throws.
Right. That was a risky pass. Wells had it taken away. Up the floor, Dantzler got fouled, they'll say. And that's Wells, I think. If it is, that's his 4th. won't go on Wells.
That personal foul is on number 21, Drew Walker.
We'll go on Walker instead.
Boy, he was going to the hoop. He's going to get 2. This is interesting.
Critical free throws, and that one left short.
Wow.
The freshman left it way short. Lead stays at 8.
Legs.
And now they'll put back into the game Keon Miller, the freshman, operating with foul trouble as well. 4 personals. Splits the pair, does Dantzler. 7-point game, and now a little full court pressure being applied by Southport. They trap Wells. They thought about trapping him, and then they call it off. Morris, pressured by Lazan. Nice crossover. Morris had it stripped. Up the way. Dantzler lays it up, lays it in, and the lead is 5. Now Vernon wants a timeout. Cool. Coach Rhodes beside himself. Full timeout will take one as well. The Marauders lead down to 5 on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
You're part of this broadcast, well, why not be a part of all of them? Be sure to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN.
Mine is at Coach at IndianaSRN. Yours?
I'm, of course, at that's THE, Cook, JCOOK.
And IndianaSRN is at IndianaSRN.
Where you're always in the game.
Yep.
Coach, it's the holidays.
Yes.
Some people got those stockings hung up on the chimney. What's the
SRN's got their stocking.
What's the way to get involved with Indiana SRN stocking?
SRN's got the stocking as well. You know, as little as $500, you can put on some games on Indiana SRN. If you like to do that, contact us at Coach at Indiana SRN. We'll get someone in touch with you, and we wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. And we just want to put kids on the TV and radio and get them an opportunity.
Especially at this age level. Out of the Mount Vernon timeout, they'll have it. Their lead is dropped down to 5. Can't have a 5-second count out of a timeout. What's the call?
Oh, he blew the whistle.
And they're going to re-inbound. That's wild. So Mount Vernon gets a free spot, and that is almost turned over on the inbound.
Coach is asking him why did he blow the whistle?
I think he thought that Mount Vernon was going to call a timeout by the trailer. They just get it into Wells. So a wild play out of this timeout. Almost a double dribble by Wells. And it's turned over. Jefferson at Wells. A lot of body. Oh! And fouled hard.
Contact.
So Jefferson will head to the charity stripe.
That's
After all that. So you had an inadvertent whistle. You had a quick pass that was almost a turnover. You had almost a double dribble or a carry on Wells. Finally a steal on the part of Jefferson.
And that all happened in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
As the dust clears, it'll send the senior to the charity stripe. Southport's had their struggles at the line so far tonight. Got to have this critical juncture of the game. First one good. Confidence there by the senior. Ricky Wedlow checks back in for Mount Vernon.
9 points on the night for Jefferson.
Taking a seat is Gerard. Jefferson long on that one. Wells the board. They quickly get it up ahead. Wedlow. Initially thought he was going to push. Now he's going to be patient with it with 4:45 to go, and that might be a hand check foul. Indeed it is on Dantzler. Got a little bit too aggressive with it. Gerard should be noted. We said he subbed out. He has 4 fouls to his name, as Coach pointed out. 3rd foul on Dantzler. Last of the... Excuse me, that is... The scoreboard's late on it. That's the 10th foul on Southport. The Dantzler was pointing to the scoreboard to make sure it was at 10. They just added it on there. So it's 2 shots the rest of the way. That's why it wasn't a live ball. Wedlow's second is good. Lead is 5. Just over 4.5 to go. Both these teams trying to avoid back-to-back losses in as many nights. Miller has some space, gives to Jefferson. Now Lazan. Dantzler to Jefferson inside. Back to Jefferson. Thought about a catch and shoot. Not enough space there, though. Where they've had their most success is feeding inside and working inside out.
I like the patience, though.
Jefferson almost had his pocket picked. It falls to Dantzler. They'll reset. A lot of time coming off, though. Miller inside. Get it to Jefferson. Catch and shoot. Buckets. Knocked it down. Just what they wanted from the senior, and it's a 2-point game.
As ugly as the third quarter was for Southport, the fourth quarter doing very, very well with it.
They were daring a shot attempt there by Brooks. He didn't take it.
You got to take that shot if you're Brooks.
Make that Walker, rather. Gailey. Bodies on the deck. Wedlow thought about the triple. He didn't pull the trigger either, so maybe Mount Vernon being a little too deliberate here. Wedlow almost pushed off.
No one wants to take control of the game for Mount Vernon.
Walker gives to Wedlow. Great defense by Southport. Morris isn't afraid to shoot it. He'll get it to him. He almost kicked it off his foot. Bodies on the floor. That's tapped by Southport, and it'll be Mount Vernon basketball. Let's take a look at that inside-out move. They get it inside.
Pure shot.
Nothing but nylon. Makes it a 2-point game.
You feel like Southport is getting some momentum back in this ball game. It's interesting.
They're a stop away. Mount Vernon looks like they don't know what to do with the basketball right now. They were so used to milking it away. That's almost another offensive foul. Miller wanted it. Southport very crafty with drawing those charges. Somebody's open as it's a double team, and a timeout taken by Mount Vernon. Let's see if it's a full timeout. We'll take it as well. It's a 2-point game, under 3 to go. Don't miss it here on Indiana SRN.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel on Indiana SRN's YouTube channel page for all the latest in our broadcasts.
You know, last night I went home, turned on YouTube, watched the Heritage Christian Guerin Catholic game. Same result that we had when we did the game live. Yeah. It's amazing.
It's not a choose your own adventure book. You know that, right?
It's like Hoosiers. Every single time I watch Hoosiers, Jimmy Chick always hits that shot with 3 seconds to go.
It's beautiful.
If you don't know, Jimmy Chickwood was played by Jimmy Cook in that movie.
That's not true. The movie dates me by
20 years.
A little under, I think, but close. Back to live action here at Mount Vernon. Under 3 to play. The Marauders now in need of a bucket. Their lead dwindled down to 2. Southport looking for one more stop to tie or take the lead on the ensuing possession. Morris. Risky pass, and he stepped on the baseline. That was a very risky play.
That's great defense. That is just really good defense.
A strong 2.5 minutes of defense being played by the Cardinals over that stretch, and now they'll get an opportunity after just one basket being scored in the third quarter to tie or take the lead. Miller operating with those fouls at the top. Gives to Dantzler. They find Jefferson. He's blocked. No, it's a late foul. Gerard, that's his 5th, I believe. Is it his 4th or 5th? What do you have him for?
I have him for 5.
I think Gerard just fouled out of the ball game. It is. So Gerard, one of the key playmakers here for Mount Vernon.
Checking in for Gerard, who will foul out of the game, number 24, Ricky Webb.
So it'll send Jefferson to the charity stripe.
These are big.
He split a pair earlier. Missed that one.
Well, you can cut it within one. You can tell both coaches want this game. You can just tell by the way they're pacing the sideline.
Nobody wants to have a 6-day layoff with a loss, and it'd be back-to-back losses. Both free throws missed. Almost a jump ball tie-up forced. It is, but it'll be an arrow favoring Mount Vernon. So the Marauders luck out, but that could be critical down the stretch here. Morris to inbound. Gets it in quickly to Wedlow. Pressured by Jefferson. Any fouls by Southport lead to 2 free ones. They got to play clean. Wedlow, almost a body contact foul. Somebody's open, they don't find him. Morris has it. Just over 2 minutes to play. A 2-point advantage for Mount Vernon. Morris almost lost the handle. Great defense by Southport. Wedlow in front of the timeline. Working the handles. Now Morris. Almost another bump. Southport wanted that one. They don't get it. Forcing the issue. They kick it around, and they won't shoot the 3. Now Vernon wanted a triple in the air, but they'll wisely hold. Now a trap being applied. Wild pass is stolen. Up the floor. Southport can tie or take the lead. Jefferson has Miller on the outside. He'll hold with just under 90 seconds to play.
Do you hold for one here?
Well, they're back in the zone, so you might be forced to. This might be the last field goal chance you get. Almost a catch and shoot opportunity there for Lazon. Miller, now Jefferson. Great defense now by Mount Vernon. They got to work it in the middle. Miller almost thought about it. And a timeout taken by Southport. Jefferson misfired on that 3. We'll stay here. With under a minute to go, Coach talked about winding down for one shot. I mean, if the zone is there, you can do it if you want to if Mount Vernon's going to sit in the zone, but you have to be absolutely perfect if you wind it down that far.
You're exactly right. I mean, 55.8. You got a couple timeouts left as well. A lot of things can go on here. It just seems like both teams are just struggling with their offense just enough tonight that you just last possession of the game, it could come down to it. Like we talked about that in our pregame show.
Well, it wasn't first one to 50. It wasn't first one to 25. But
first one to 33, baby.
Put right
or
now.
31.
So if you're Southport, you've had success working inside out, utilizing the play of Munoz and then kicking it out to a shooter. Regardless if you wait or if you go, are you looking for that kind of play, or are you trying to just get the ball in the middle of the zone, work the baseline,
I think you
and get
go
something
in,
open?
I think you go inside. You know, Mount Vernon only scored 3 points this quarter. I'm sorry, check that. 4 points this quarter. Southport have scored 9. On a quarter that Southport only scored 2 points in the whole entire third quarter, they have an opportunity, if they knock down a 3, to be in the lead of this game.
That's another thing. Regardless, if you don't hold, let's say you go quick, do you go for the 2 or do you try to hit a 3?
Go for the win, baby. Go for the win.
No guts, no glory. Jefferson receives it. He crosses the timeline. Under a minute to go. Dantzler. Now Lazon. Jefferson back to Miller. Dantzler. Risky pass into Munoz. He turns. He scores. And we're tied at 31.
Just like he drew it up, huh?
But you can't foul if you're Southport. They hesitate, and Wedlow brings it back out. Mount Vernon faithful wanting to jump out of their seats.
You got to have that ball. You got an open shot. You got to shoot the ball.
Walker, the junior, not wanting to pull the trigger. Final 20 seconds. Wedlow wanted to get it to Morris, and he does. Now back to Wedlow. Final 13 seconds, and wisely, Mount Vernon will use a timeout with 12. We'll keep it here. Let's take one more look at that. That pass looked very risky from the get-go, but you had your 6'6" big fella ready for it.
Well, look at he opens for the ball right there. Nice job. I think he got contact there, but they're passed.
Lucky. They're very lucky. All tied at 31.
Timeout-wise, Southport has 1. Mount Vernon has 2. Man. 31-31. What did we say at production meeting? I think this would go 50s, mid-50s.
We thought it could be a high-scoring game. We accounted more in broadcast for the fact that both teams were coming off a back-to-back where they lost, where they expended a lot of energy. But now this is the whole kit and caboodle.
Next week, more basketball for you after Christmas break. The 27th, there's a couple of games. The 28th, a couple of games for you. Just check out our website, indianasrn.org. This is a great Christmas present, huh?
It's a great Christmas present for all our fans watching around the globe. Remember, though, if you're Southport, either of these teams really, but if you're Southport, don't foul.
Oh, you can't because you're in that double foul.
Yep.
Now, if you're Mount Vernon as well, they're going to be in the 1-and-1. So,
if you go too early, don't foul in frustration. You gotta be smart with it. Wedlow will be the trigger man. Wedlow, Walker, Morris, Galley out there, along with Walker. They get it to Walker. Walker finds Galley. 3 for the win. That's long. Bourne. Morris is fouled. A late close by Jefferson with .9 to go, and Morris can win it at the charity stripe. Well, at least give them the lead. There'll still be time left for Southport to go the length. To Jefferson, a late close and a late whistle. Brand not happy about that. But it'll be 2 shots because it was in the act. It would have been 2 shots anyway as Southport was over the limit. And if they don't put any time up, all Jefferson has to do is, or all Morris has to do is hit 1. One more look at it. What do you think, Coach?
This might be.
You were talking about Oscars earlier. Well, no.
But
That's a tough angle to tell.
If there's contact there, you got to call the foul. I don't know if it was that big of a contact, but if there is contact, you want to call the foul. So .9 is not good.
Nope. 2 shots for the ball game. Nothing but nylon.
Now, I will tell you this. I would miss this free throw.
Well, everybody's cleared out. Morris, second one. Got them both. And a timeout taken by Southport. We'll stay here. So .9 is all that will remain. Take one more look at a long triple. Great look at it. Just off the mark. And on the second effort, the baseline official calls the foul against Jefferson. So .9 is all that remains. Mount Vernon a 2-point lead. We mentioned they outscore Southport 12-2 in that third quarter. But just enough here in the final quarter. Even though Southport has the margin at 11-6 here in the fourth. Mount Vernon by the skin of their teeth right now. It's a 2-point lead. And with how much time's left, it's enough time for a heave and a shoot. No dribble from where they have to inbound it. Lazan will be the trigger man, and they won't have anybody at half court, so it'll be a baseball heave. And if you're Mount Vernon, just don't foul. Nobody on the inbounder. And Lazan can run the baseline if he wishes, since that was after a free throw. I believe it's what the official just told him. He'll go with a baseball throw. They'll get it in. Dantzler for the win. Wide of the mark, and Mount Vernon survives with a 33-31 victory on the back of clutch free throws made by Ryan Morris, the senior. He finishes with 11 points, 6 of which came from the charity stripe, none bigger than the 2 he hit to give Mount Vernon the 2-point win. So the Marauders improve to 3-3 on the season. They avoid back-to-back losses. Meanwhile, for Southport, they drop their third game in their last 4 and suffer back-to-back losses for the first time this season. Let's send it down to the coach, Keith Myers. He stands by with victorious head coach Ben Rhodes.
Great win for you, Coach. I tell you what, tough and go. Nice job at the end of the game. Knocked down 2 free throws.
Our guys played under composure, I thought, in the last couple minutes. I mean, it got rough, it got tough. We made a couple turnovers, but you got to give Southport credit, too. They played hard to the end. The ball bounced our way in the last second. Ryan Morris hits 2 free throws, ball game.
Back-to-back nights are really tough for these kids, and the legs seem to not be there early in the game, but you made play after play at the end of the second half. Did a nice job. Big win for you guys.
Thank you. We wanted to limit their possessions, and I think we did that, and they missed some shots that we needed to miss. We were tough enough to get some rebounds.
Thanks so much for letting us get here, Coach. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you very much.
What a game, Jimmy. Back up to you, 33-31, final score, Mount Vernon.
Thank you so much, Coach. Mount Vernon improves to 3-3 on the season. Southport falls to 4-3. They'll next be in action 6 days from now when they host Avon. Meanwhile, for Mount Vernon, they will next be in action also 6 days from now when they battle Park Tudor in a holiday tournament. That'll be a fun one as well. Well, for the coach, Keith Myers, and our entire staff and crew here, again, our final, Mount Vernon beats Southport with 2 free throws from Ryan Morris, 33-31. On behalf of our entire staff and crew, this is Jimmy Cook saying happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you, and until we talk to you next time, so long, everybody.